it's Holly, and I wanted to talk about my 2022 plans for Disney, which is very exciting. And the cat is up. Why couldn't you just stay asleep, sir? Anyways, so I do have plans for Disney for 2022. I've never done a video like this. I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting, mainly for myself to like look back on or whatever. Obviously things can always change. 2020 taught us that, but it's fine. Well, plan number one is to not spend all of my money on ears. I've bought so many ears in the last couple of weeks, and I'm leaving for Florida in like 10-ish days. Ow. And I have a feeling I'm gonna buy a lot of ears. You're unintentionally hurting me. And then those are just ears from Disney. And then like I bought some ears on Etsy, and these I bought, I can't remember the shop name, but I'll link it below. And they're sewn in ears, and they are so comfortable. They're so light. The only saving grace was that when I went to go look at her shop again, she was closed because she went on vacation. So but I love them. I'm obsessed. I bought a pair of $70 ears that I saw on TikTok that are supposed to get here at like Christmas time, that I bought in October. I have a problem. But anyway, like I think I'm literally bringing like 2 pairs of ears for every day I'm in Florida. That's because I gotta use them. Anyway. So, but this video is really about Disney trip plans. So this year in 2021, I went 3 times. 2 of them were planned trips. 1 was kind of a last minute trip. So going forward, my dad and I have decided we are going to do a father-daughter trip every year. So it's kind of nice to like know that that's coming. We actually booked that, I think, while we were there in July. We booked next year's, which is my first trip in 2022, and that is, like I said, father-daughter trip, so it'll be shorter, like a 4-night, 5 days trip, and we're staying at Coronado. Those we do 100% like cash rooms, and we're both very excited to stay at Coronado. Never been there before. Are you trying to knock something down, sir? And then I had another trip planned, but before we get there, we have another trip that came up, and that is a trip in June. So I'm now going at the end of June because I bought DVC. So it was a whole thing. I was trying to buy resale. I ended up buying direct. I'm going to do a whole video on the experience, like what I was trying to do, what ended up happening, why I switched from resale to direct, all of that. So I'm going to do that, but I am staying DVC, and I could hypothetically stay sooner. I did look once I got my points to see if I could make even just like a quick like 2 or 3 night trip before the end of the year, but unfortunately I couldn't. Now technically I probably could have if I wanted to stay at different room types, and it would have been like, I got my points for 2021, so like I have a lot of points to use. But I really want to stay at my home resort for my first day, which is ridiculous. So I couldn't really do that earlier in the year, unfortunately, but I could in June. I also didn't want to go too close to my March trip, but June I could do. I have to do the end of June because I dance. I take adult dance, and we perform in the recital, and I really enjoy doing it. And so I have to like stay away from dance stuff so that I can make sure that I can go to rehearsals and the recital and everything. I'm going at the end of June, which I'm no longer super scared about. Oh, by the way, I'm staying at the Riviera. That's where I bought. Yes, I bought at the Riviera. I have no regrets. I'll talk more about that when I do my DVC video. And I'm staying in a tower studio, which I'm very excited about. I'm going by myself, and this will be my first Disney trip ever by myself. This will be like the third time ever I have flown by myself. I'm kind of scared. I'm a little nervous. What do I do by myself? I don't know. It's funny because I told my dad that I was scared. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not backing out. I'm doing it. And it's gonna be like another 4-night, 5 days thing. I told my dad, I was like, I'm gonna be like scared and lonely. And not scared like something's gonna happen to me, but like I'm not the most rational person. You know, they didn't put me on anti-anxiety medication for no reason. My dad said, you're gonna be too busy having fun to be sad or anything. And I think that's true. I think during the day I'll be fine. But I think at night when I'm in my room by myself, it's gonna be hard. Even though I stay by myself a lot, I think not having somebody to like talk to is going to be very hard. I'm also a very chatty person. I'm an introvert, but I'm chatty. So I'm not going to just talk to like strangers. Maybe I will. Maybe this will be like a completely eye-opening experience and I will engage with strangers because I will need to speak to people because I'll just like have this overwhelming need to speak. I'm sure I'll call my dad every night. I'll probably call my mom, you know, and I thought about seeing if somebody wanted to go with me, but because it's a deluxe studio, or the tower studio, I feel like it's a little harder. Also, I kind of want to know if I can do this by myself. So I'm excited, but I'm nervous. I can't make my park reservations yet because my annual pass will have expired, and I can't renew it until like February-ish, I think. February, March. So then my next trip is in September. And that is actually going to be my first Disney cruise. I'm so excited. So I'm also nervous. I'm not a boat person. And we went on a ferry boat from Maine to Nova Scotia a few years ago in the summer. Nova Scotia, beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it. We got like an Airbnb. It wasn't Airbnb, but like a similar concept. I just can't remember the site we went through. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It's like the complete opposite of Florida weather-wise. It's like my perfect summer weather where it's like 70 degrees during the day. And I got very seasick on that boat. And I've never been seasick in my life. Now I've only ever been on like small boats and then obviously like ferry boats and stuff at Disney. So that really scared me off of doing a cruise because I was like, this is the biggest boat I've ever been on. So my parents went on a cruise a couple years ago now. And my dad did get a little nauseous on that ferry boat. And he said, so they did a cruise for their like 25th wedding anniversary. And he said he was fine. And he thinks I'll be fine too because the cruise is very different from obviously that ferry boat was. I'm hopeful that I'll be fine. I'm gonna go prepared just in case. That was the other thing. As like an aside, they sell different products in Canada, which makes sense. And once we were on the boat, we were technically like in Canada or something. So like we can only buy Canadian things. So like in Canada, you can't sell Dramamine. I don't know. So on like the boat, all they had was ginger. So I had like ginger pills and ginger chews. They did help, but they like only did so much. And then before we came home, we did stop at a pharmacy and like a CVS Rite Aid kind of situation. And they do have a like medical, like seasickness medication like Dramamine, but it's something different, and stuff. And so that made it harder too. But so I'm gonna go prepared, but I think I will be fine. But my parents had decided that they were going to do another cruise and they really wanted to go on the Wish, which launches next year in June, I believe. And so my dad asked if I wanted to join and I said, yes, I do. So I'm very excited. I'm sad because there's no Animator's Palette on the Wish. But what are you gonna do? I'll just have to take another Disney cruise. So we're doing that. I think it's a 5-night. Is that how it works? I think. And I'm very excited. It's going to be a Halloween one, which my dad is super excited about. And we are going to bookend our vacation mainly because my dad and I are neurotic and are petrified that we will have airline issues. So we're going to go down. So originally the plan was to go down like 2 days early and stay 2 days later. And like I would pay for one half of the room and they would pay for the other half and we would stay together. Since I bought DVC, I booked a deluxe studio at Riviera because I was able to do that at 11 months. My parents want to stay at Riviera. We were actually talking about just paying cash at Riviera if my parents couldn't get a room there for this. So this works out perfectly well. And then I believe right now we're staying at the Poly when we come back, but my dad is talking about trying to stay somewhere else. Like maybe Animal Kingdom Lodge, Savannah View. I don't know, but we're not at 7 months yet, so we can't really entertain those thoughts. I decided I had all these points to use because I have all these points from 2021. I extended the trip. So before the vacation, I'm doing 4 nights, I think is what I booked. And I told them if they want to come down early and stay with me, that's fine. I don't care. They can come all 4 nights or they can only do 2, whatever they want. So that's happening. That'll probably be like a very casual park vacation. Like we might hop in. We've talked about if there is like a Halloween party, maybe we'll do a Halloween party or something. But for the most part, we plan on it just being like relaxing, the whole thing. Those are my only trips planned for 2022. However, I just have like a hankering to go in December again. I love Christmas, my favorite time of year, and I love it in Disney. So I'm toying with the idea of a December trip. Again, I have all these DVC points. I have to double check my vacation from work, but I think I'll be fine. It would probably be a shorter trip, but I think that would be fun. But I am casually planning a December trip. Although I kind of want to go for Festival of the Arts again in 2023, and I'm like, going December and then January is kind of like, is that too much? I don't know. So who knows what'll happen. And then just looking ahead to 2023, I really, really, really want to go to Disneyland. Never been. I want to go so bad. There's no way I can swing it next year. Yes, I'm looking at Disneyland in 2023. I just can't decide when the best time to go is. Again, I kind of think I want to stay away from a holiday because I want to stay away from any overlays or anything and try to get like the more authentic Disneyland experience. But that's going ahead. So this video was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but those are my 2022 Disney plans. Some are firm and booked and some are more flexible. And I do plan on vlogging all of them. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!